Tell me when.
Go.
Okay, burger.
Okay. Do you know that amazing feeling you get when you smell a burger cooking on the grill? Or when you finally take a bite of the burger and it feels so good? All this is controlled by the nervous system. When you take the first smell or taste of the burger, nerve impulses in your nose and mouth will be sent to the brain. These impulses will travel through the neurons in the body. The stimulus starts building up in the cell body of the neuron. Once a certain level of threshold is reached, the action potential of the stimulus travels down the axon of the neuron. The stimulus is able to travel down the axon by potassium and sodium gates being open and closed. At the end of the stimulus, enters the axon terminal where it changes to a chemical impulse. It will travel to the dendrites to the next neuron. Once the stimulus reaches the brain, it will send a message back, like releasing dopamine, which makes you happy, or stimulates the mouth to make it fill up with saliva. Other senses are also involved, like touch. Each sense still sends signals to the brain. The nervous system is made up of different sections. The nervous system includes the brain and spinal cord. The next section is the peripheral nervous system, which consists of all the nerves around your body. So when you're very hungry or the burger smells and tastes and touch will go through this system. The somatic and automatic nervous system are the nerve impulses that you have. When you use your jaw and the muscles to chew, the somatic impulses are used. The automatic impulses happen when your heart rate rises and you start to sweat because that burger just looks so good. You cannot wait to get your hands on it.
Alright, so for the digestive system, when you eat a cheeseburger, the energy from the cheeseburger can be stored as fat and amino acids, and you also get the proteins and nucleotides from the patties as you eat your burger. So tracing the cheeseburger through the digestive system, it starts in the mouth, where the teeth begin mechanical digestion, and enzymes like amylase in your saliva break down starches, while H2O, like well water, helps to lubricate the food. Then it goes into your esophagus. Once you swallow the cheeseburger, it goes through the trachea, or the windpipe, and through peristalsis brings food into the stomach. Once you reach the stomach, the physical breakdown happens by muscle contractions. And during this process, the gastric pit secretes pepsinogen, which breaks down proteins, hydrogen chlorine, which kills microbes, breaks down food, and activates the pepsin, and the mucus, which lines the inside of your stomach to prevent damage to the inner part of your stomach walls. So from your stomach, the food will travel through the small intestine, which is about 6 meters long and has villi and microvilli to help cover surface area for maximum absorption of nutrients. During this process, duodenum produces peptide bases, maltase, lactase, sucrase, lipases, and bile, which is secreted to digest fat, bicarbonate ions, to neutralize the pH, and there's pancreatic enzymes, which are also secreted. Also in the small intestine, more enzymes will completely break down and begin absorption through the microvilli and more absorption. Okay, so from there, the large intestine is where your burger nutrients will travel. And what's left here is mostly water, which gets absorbed, inorganic ions, and indigestible material, which will be eliminated through the rectum and anus. Okay, so
That's basically it.
that's basically it. Okay.
Okay, go next.
Okay.
Talk loud.
As I'm chewing, the muscles in my jaw
I love that.
can be stretched, contracted, and are very elastic. My heart and my lungs are working as well to pump blood and oxygen throughout my body. These muscles are made up of muscle cells called sarcomeres, which are grouped in bundles called myofibrils. Each sarcomere is surrounded by a special plasma membrane called the sarcolemma, where the signal travels from cell to cell. Within each cell, there is also a sarcoplasmic reticulum, which is similar to the ER of most other cells and stores and releases calcium. There are three main types of muscle tissues: cardiac, smooth, and skeletal. The cardiac muscles are involuntary and allow me to breathe as I'm eating. There are also involuntary muscles in my digestive system called smooth muscles, and these allow me to digest my burger once I've eaten it. My skeletal muscles are all the muscles that I have to think about in order to use. For example, me chewing my burger uses my jaw muscles, which are skeletal and therefore voluntary.
Alright, did you know that the muscles in your mouth are not the only thing that works when you chew? You also have bones that are at work as well. The jawbone is one of the bones that help you devour that burger. Then the teeth in your mouth are also part of the jawbone, and they help tear the food into tinier pieces so they can be digested by the digestive system. The muscles in the mouth help allow the jawbone to move up and down. The bones in the jaw are irregular because their only job is to move up and down to chew the food. You also have bones in your hands to hold the burger. The muscles help you to contract your fingers to help you grip onto the burger and to finally bring it to the mouth and take a nice bite. Yum.
So good.
Yummy. Alright, so oxygen from the respiratory system also enters my nasal cavity as well as my mouth when I take a bite of the burger. The air travels down the trachea and through the bronchi into the lungs when the alveoli perform a gas exchange, allowing fresh oxygen to enter the bloodstream and removing carbon dioxide. We do this because cellular respiration that occurs in our cells uses up the oxygen and produces carbon dioxide. This is why we breathe. The glucose from the burger is broken down in the mitochondria through glycolysis. Pyruvates are produced and then help in the Krebs cycle, which produce carbon dioxide and the electron carriers FADH2, NADH, and ATP. Then the electron carriers, as well as the oxygen I breathe, go through the electron transport chain to produce water and ATP for my cells, which provides me with the energy I need to eat this burger.
When oxygen enters the blood from the alveoli, it is then pumped through the pulmonary vein to the heart. It then enters the left atrium, travels through the left ventricle, and exits the heart through the aorta. This freshly oxygenated